lot of recap.
Right.
That prolonged crunch.
Right.
Yeah, that slave was mean.
Y'all literally brought him there. Like.
I wonder if he wants to duel him. Oh, man.
Oh.
Holy, that was awesome.
He really got PTSD from, wow.
Like, Askeladd ingrained that strike into his bones.
Another thing I like about that is it kind of just goes to show, like, also for Snake, too, it really shows that, like, everybody else, they're just a bunch of wimps around here. Want to be warriors, want to be fighters, but...
Like, he just didn't sense that killing intent from Badger.
Right. Interesting.
That's the question of the day.
I like that part. And do what? Because obviously you wanted to live there. You protected yourself from dying.
I'm with Einar on this one. Hence the dung beetle.
Plus, to be honest, they're kind of stupid because it's like he needs them to help with the farm stuff. So, like, if you guys were to kill them, that's just... I mean, of course you can get more slaves, but, like, come on now. And I'm sure Thorfinn's exceptionally well. Like, we saw that when it comes to the forest. Like, come on now.
Especially with Einar having, like, a farming background.
Yeah, that too. It's like, guys are crazy.
Yeah, back in my heyday, I got kicked into the air and my arm was upside down. Whew, that was a great Tuesday. Yeah, about 7 of them.
Man, that moment's gonna be so dope when you see the light go back into his eyes.
I love this OST too.
Yeah.
Oh, this imagery.
Yep. Quote unquote.
Was.
I do like that he acknowledges that though. Like, I've killed a lot of people, and that's not really or shouldn't be a norm. But look where we live. Who Einar just start running away from him?
Baka!
Be like, what did he say? Oh no, hell no.
Kill me.
This is really cool. It's just his words and his perspective as well. Both on the opposite ends.
And especially since he was a part of the Danish invasion of England.
Right. He killed his father. No. Imagine, that's actually a possibility in a way. Because he's been there since he was a kid. Technically, it would be a possibility. Jesus Christ. This is.
But can you do it? Can you kill a man?
That's actually really unsettling. This whole scene is really unsettling. It's like, it's just a thought of,
Even the stepping on the insect while he's running away.
Yeah. And even like the thought of Thorfinn like really not being afraid to die is like, or whatever, too. It makes it worse.
Oh, is he having the same dream again?
Probably.
Whoa!
That is crazy.
Oh! And it disintegrates?
Damn. Wow.
This first person shot!
Oh, that's just like in when he had cut off the guy's head. Yep. He took his head to Askeladd. Or yeah.
Oh, not
man.
the old one.
Nah, this is man,
This is pain.
This VA always be flexing them screams. He was doing that in season 1 too. Boy be screaming in the studio.
Bruh.
Damn.
Blood on those hands.
But you do have a conscience, though, unlike a lot of the other ones. He's got to keep living for that. Some people got it from the moment they're born, and some people just don't.
Yeah. Oh, those are the words.
Because talking like this is like saying that everybody else's life is meaningless. You wouldn't say that about your dad.
Mm.
And Anar knows firsthand his mom was like, and his dad, just like you said, try to ensure that they still survive. I like that though, using his mom's teachings.
There we go.
That boy being that Genjutsu that Itachi gave to Sasuke. It's a Thorfinn guy. So is Tito.
Pretty sure this is a new one.
Mm-hmm.
Is Canute?
I think so.
Mm.
Okay. Let's see how he's changed as well. Well, we already seen him change, but you know what I mean. That was really good. I really liked that conversation because I'm like, they had to have one of those because this man keep having these nightmares and stuff. So it's like, hey, but that was really intense though. Like he was first, A&R was like, just hearing those words, he kept thinking about the words he kept saying over and over. Like, I've killed a lot of people, this, that, and the third. And it's like, you know, you're just like the people who ran through my village twice, killed my whole family, my dad, my mom, and my sister. And Thorfinn, on the other hand, having the nightmare and whatnot, I really liked that. It was great.
I think the aspect I liked most about that sequence was that Thorfinn became a physical manifestation of Einar's rage. He never would have ended up in this position, very likely, if the Danes had not invaded.
Right.
He would still have his father, he would still have his mother, he would still have his sister. He wouldn't be on the other side of the ocean, literally as a slave, doing farm work for someone else.
Right. Damn.
And for Thorfinn to essentially take his place, like the medieval equivalent of taking a bullet for the guy in this day and age, saying, kill me instead, that was powerful.
Yeah. And so interesting because he kept talking about how, like, you know, like there's no purpose in life and whatnot. And then you see Einar, his mother instilled, like, yo, you could also live for other people. Basically, that's just how humanity has worked and all species worked. You know, having children, extending more and more, having friendships, all these connections and whatnot. And it's interesting too because like Einar, he doesn't have anybody anymore. Thorfinn, we don't really know about his mom and his sister, the updates per se as of right now, but from where Leaf had left off at, it seemed like that, because I think he said his mother was sick at the time and his sister was still there, so I would assume that they're probably still alive and whatnot. That'd be dope if we get to see them, or like if they are alive and he gets to go back, that's going to be a great moment, but he still has people out there, you know, and Leaf himself, so I just like the pep talk from Einar's character because you know he's been like a wimp when it comes to fighting and stuff, and kind of naive as well when he at first came here on this farm and whatnot. But I like that even a character like him, he can still, and I'm sure he doesn't really look at himself as like you know, nothing really too special per se. But he can also teach someone like Thorfinn that needs all of the motivation in the world because he was like completely gone in the fog, just like his dreams.
See, if they ever talked about Thorfinn's past more in depth, I can't imagine how Einar would respond if he had a chance to go see his family alive one more time. If Thorfinn tells him that, yeah, my sister and my mother, they're on the other side of the ocean, and he just doesn't see them again, Einar, what he wouldn't give in order to see them one last time, or even the possibility of seeing them one more time.
I would love to see a scene like that.
I just have to be a slave for 4 years? This forest is nothing. I'll cut down a continent if I can get back to them.
Right.
Just one more time.
I need that. Like, I need that.
That is so insane to me that, like, Thorfinn, he has those connections still in his life. It's just he's not even attempting to reconnect to that past.
Right.
It's just he's washed his hands of it.
Yep. Because some people would be like, well, even though I'm like, you know, if they were similar to Thorfinn, where they wanted all this revenge for like over a decade and whatnot for Askeladd, and you're still like this rage-filled and savage-like person, some people would still be like, you know what, well, I mean, I gotta do something else. Let me at least try to go back home. But Thorfinn is somebody that's like, well, his goal was so, like, once that went away, he just lost everything. It's like, it's just crazy how that happened. And he's young too, so I mean, that's another reason why it happened that way. Like, if that happened to if he was like a little older at the time when it happened, maybe he could understand it a little more. Like, oh well, yeah. I mean, I did want to get revenge on this guy, but ultimately, I mean, he's dead. I gotta go. But he's been thinking like this since he was a kid. He had this goal since he was a child, like at 6 years old or something like that. So that's the only reason why it seems like he was, he is so disconnected now since Askeladd is dead. It's only because he worked so hard for that for so many years. More than half of his life he's been doing that. So
I think that's also a very unique character introspection as it comes related to Norse mythology and like Valhalla.
Mm-hmm.
For an entire culture to be built upon battling and becoming the strongest in order to kill the weak, for lack of a better term, as this episode brought up. Like the disconnect between that's how you were raised and just the reality of not wanting to kill anymore. Kill me. I don't want to kill anymore.
Right.
These hands have too much blood on them. I can't live with myself.
Right.
And for Thorkel to enjoy battle and then Thorfinn to essentially wash his hands of it, that's so unique.
Mm-hmm. Then we see the boy Canute at the very end, so I wonder how things is progressing on his side. He's already reached that. It's crazy because Canute, like, there's really nothing else he can really do other than just continue being the king, Like, I don't see any other growth from him.
He reached his epiphany already.
And I always like that in stories, especially when you see characters that because a lot of times in season 1, I think a lot of us have not necessarily compared the two, but since they were the same age and whatnot, we always were thinking Canute, once he actually becomes more of a man in his own right, and the responsibility of ruling over an entire country and whatnot. It's like we were waiting for that, and then for Thorfinn also to realize that, the revenge thing, it has to be dead at some point. So it's just interesting to see a character like Canute. He already reached that, and Thorfinn is still working towards that. And that's what I said earlier too. I like the realism in the series. It's not like everybody doesn't just achieve their goals around the same time relatively by the end of the series or nothing like that. It's just sporadic.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm also interested in see Omar, where his character where he can get to at some point. Snake, I'm also very interested in his character to see exactly what what are we going to be seeing from him.
I thought it was interesting that he decided to test Thorfinn just based off of a brief observation of how he was taking those slashes from his brother in arms. And I think he caught on to the fact that Thorfinn is not what he presents himself as. Oh, a lowly slave, kill me master.
Right.
No, there's a dog in him. And he brought it out with that, I guess, death slash, or at least the intent to cause bodily harm. And Thorfinn's brain, it kicked into auto drive.
Yeah.
He got to defend himself, and he actually went on the offensive, which was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. That was really cool. He woke up oh, it's damn, okay, somebody else is like that for real. Okay, mm-hmm. my instincts is okay. Let me. I'm and you see that him even protecting himself from getting killed right after he was saying that living and it's I don't really see no value in that. But then he eventually later on in this episode he said to live and live for something. Basically, it's yeah, I can live, I can survive, I'm still here, but gotta have a purpose, and he will get to that purpose. I just can't wait until he thinks back to his father, because this is the best point in time where you can really think back to that, what it means to be a true warrior. And I think seeing people like Omar and Snake, all of this war aspect stuff, even in a very peaceful land and farm areas, he can't escape the war, the life of war and savagery. So I think is really going to help kickstart him to think back to his father's words as well of what it means to be a true warrior. And even his conversation with Thorkel, you know, via, or not via, but due to Thor's as well, too. So that's going to be cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I have nothing else to say. There's a lot to say, and I really like these 2 episodes. So I'm excited for the next episode as well.
Yeah, I think they paired well together. We're definitely getting a more concrete observation of life on the kettle farm.
Yep.
Just kind of like the hierarchy and what have you. But I think Snake is probably my most intriguing character.
Same.
That I'm most excited to see for in the immediate future. So
Yep.
I want to know his backstory, how it relates to both of the developments of Thorfinn and Einar, but I'm excited to see it.
Right. Same here. But that's all we got for this video. So I hope you guys stay tuned. We will be back. You know, it's not going to take... How many days did it take since the last time?
Yeah, like 16.
So yeah, something like... Yep, something crazy like that. So we will be here. You know, we'll be back this week, this upcoming week. Yeah. So, without further ado, I'll let you guys all have a good one. Please stay safe, stay healthy, stay clean. See you guys on the next video. Peace.
Peace.